welcome back to another video. In this video, you can draw with me. This picture I'm gonna make, it was intended for my Redbubble shop. I just wanted to do something relaxing, so I picked a bathtub. If you want to follow along, you can. So Redbubble is a print-on-demand site. I'm gonna upload this picture to my Redbubble shop. If you don't know how to do that, I will show you in my next video. They have many products you could put your artwork on, like pillows, prints, t-shirts, bath mats, stuff like that. I wanted to draw a picture of a bathtub, so I found this picture on Pinterest. First, I'm gonna sketch out the tub. If you want to draw along, you could just pick whatever sketching brush you like, because you will end up just adding another layer and drawing over it anyway. I think it's sometimes good to use a reference. That way you'll know what to look at and what to draw. I used a reference. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And a reference I feel like is good for practice. So here I wanted to adjust it a little bit. So I clicked the select tool and I clicked on warp advanced mesh, and I kind of just adjusted it as you see here. Next, I'm gonna add a little basket. I thought the basket was a cute little touch. Now, if you want to make a nice oval, you just make an oval and then you hold down with your finger, with your other finger, to make the shape snap. Just how you see in here. Now that I have the sketch done, I'm going to turn down the opacity on the layer and just outline it. So you can use whatever brush. I just chose to pick this Eagle Hawk brush, and I turned the streamline all the way up so you can get smoother lines. What you'll see next is me cropping the canvas. I started off with a 6,000 by 6,000, which is pretty much at the maximum for this iPad. The iPad I'm using is the 10.2 inch iPad 7th generation that came out last year in 2019. So with that, you don't really get too many layers if you have a large canvas. Hopefully in the future, I can upgrade to an iPad Pro where you can get many more layers. But in the meantime, I just have to work with what I have. So for the basket, I did add another layer just so I could keep it separate from the tub. And I just color picked the color of the basket. For the rolls of towels in the basket. I like to keep most of my layers separate just in case I want to adjust or change something without too many issues. So now I'm just gonna delete the sketch layer. Don't need it anymore. So I'm gonna drag and drop the color. I did like an off-white color, and then I'm gonna start shading. What I use for shading this type of thing, usually I go with the airbrush. And then I start with the darker color, and then light, and I just shade it and shape it till it looks good. Here I used a dark gray for the shadow. And also for the layer, I did an alpha lock. That way, when you use a brush, it just doesn't leak outside of the outline. It just makes things easier. Here I'm adding lighter color, white to be exact. I took off the background so I could see better. And I'm just continuing to shade. You can shade however you like. Now I'm going to use a darker color and shade underneath the brim, just to show it's darker. The light doesn't really hit underneath the edge of the tub here. So I'm going to do that to make the picture pop and blend it in. here I decided to just blend in the outline. I decided I didn't like it anymore, so you can decide to keep it if you like. I'm just gonna blend mine out. So now I'm gonna add more highlights around the brim so it can jump out of the picture. color drop the faucet and do some shading on the faucet also. Just gonna shade that out, and some highlights and some shadow. So now I'm going to work on the basket. Color pick and color drop it. Now if that happens, if the color bleeds, that means the outline isn't all the way closed. So I'm going to fix that. Or if the color bleeds, another reason could be if it's on the wrong layer. Now it should work. There we go. And then I'm gonna add some texture. I want to add some texture. I like the way texture looks in digital paintings. Just do an alpha lock again so the brush won't bleed out on the canvas. I'm gonna use a darker brown color. Now moving on to the towels, I used the Dove Lake brush. I wanted to give the towels a fluffy looking texture, so that's what I used for this. The background, I want a cute little green background. I like the mint color. And I'm gonna go back to the towels now. And it's kind of see-through, so I'm gonna add another layer and just put more white, and then I'll merge them together so it won't be so see-through. Add some lettering or some handwriting, so I clicked the calligraphy brush and I clicked blotchy for now. I think I'm gonna end up switching it. I'm just gonna see how it looks. If you don't want to write, you can always use the text and font feature. You can add text. You just have to click on the button that's next to gallery in the upper left corner, and click add, and then you click add text, and you pick what text you want and what you want it to say. Yeah, so I picked a different brush, the shale brush, under Calligraphy, and it just looks so much better. Now I'm just going to pick the size that I want and where I would like to place the text. I wasn't really sure. So I went with this size. Now I'm gonna change the color. I didn't want to keep it black. I decided I wanted to add some water flowing out of the faucet. So I'm just going to take a painting wet acrylic brush and paint some water coming out. And I also decided I wanted to add some bubbles. So I just took this inking technical pen brush, made circles for bubbles. And I just put them on a separate layer to make nice, perfect circles. Just draw a circle, hold down, use your other hand to hold your finger down to make the shape snap into place. For the bubbles, also I used Alpha Lock. That way I could add a little bit of color. And I used the airbrush. I used white, and I'm gonna use different colors to make them colorful bubbles. You ever seen bubbles in the light? Sometimes sometimes you can see rainbow colors, so I tried to emulate that. Alright, just finishing up here. The picture is finished. Stay tuned for my next video. I'm gonna upload this picture to my Redbubble account. It's super easy. In my next video, I'm gonna show you just how to do that. Stay tuned for more art-related videos. Make sure you subscribe and look out for the next video. See ya.